Hello everyone, today we have a fun video. I'm gonna put ChatGPT versus Claude, two of the biggest AI models in the world today. And we are gonna have them go against each other to see who wins. So let's dive in.
All right, so here we have an example of how the game is gonna be today. First, before I dive in, I wanna give you kind of like a quick run through. Um, this is GPT 5.2 high, meaning that the reasoning of the model is in high. And this is Claude Opus 4.5 thinking. Both models have the reasoning activated. As you see on the bottom here, it will tell you exactly what it's thinking about it. And then in this case, GPT is playing as X and then Claude is playing as O. This will tell us how long it took in the last move to think and make a decision. How is the total time it has been taking across all turns in this game? How many wins, how many losses, how many draws? As we can see, this is game 3 of 3. And what is the last move? So GPT last move was A3. So this was last move of GPT, and then Claude's last move was C2, which means this one. So we're gonna take a look and we're gonna dive in. Today's video is gonna be represented in these three sections. So first we're gonna do a quick overview. That is what I already showed you. Then we're gonna do a quick demo. And then if you're interested to see how I built these in code, I'm gonna do a deep dive on the technical details at the end. So let's start.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a couple of games consecutively. I put up to 10 games. For right now, we're gonna just test 3 games. So let's take a look. We're gonna run all the games right now. And here on the left, you're gonna see GPT 5.2 high, and then on the right, Opus 4.5 thinking, playing as an X. So let's take a look. All right, so now here you can also see how long it took for each model to reply and how long is it taking also in that moment. So as we can see, Claude Opus has 2 X's here, and then GPT 5.2 reasoning high. This is also the last move, so A1, and also the last move is C3. And then we can also see the reasoning here. So the last reasoning of GPT 5.2 high was, hey, I'm analyzing the game situation where there is an X in the center position B2, and then analysis. So when you talk to ChatGPT and you get a reasoning, this is exactly the same thing. But the reasoning is showing here on the bottom, and then the model last output is just this. So the model gives me 2 things. It's reasoning and then the final response. All right. So as we can see here, GPT 5.2 thinking is taking a little longer. I'm gonna now speed up this a little bit to see how this game goes. This is game 1 out of 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so all games are completed. Interestingly, because they are both very, very intelligent models, we got 3 draws actually. And then for this game, we got 37 seconds in total. It took GPT 5.2 high to answer, and then 43 seconds in total took Opus. And then finally, it's also very interesting to understand the reasoning behind each movement. So as you can see, this is only the reasoning prior for taking a move. So this was the reasoning for move C2, that is this one over here. And then what are the legal possible moves? What should I do to win? So pretty interesting. But yeah, the models are too smart. This is kind of like the summary of the game. And then we have here the results, and then how long in seconds each one took. So we can see that game 1, GPT actually took like almost 2 minutes in total. And then we can see that at the same time, Claude takes similar times for game 2 and game 3. So very interesting statistics. So far, all the games ended in a draw. But what is cool here is that when I put GPT versus a small model, like is, for example, Claude Haiku, GPT always wins, which is very interesting to see.
Okay, so this is going to be the walkthrough for the technical side. I'm using anti-gravity from Google, looks like VS Code, and here's the README, pretty much just a description of how the project is going to be, GPT High versus Opus 4.5. I'm going to try to make it general if you are a coder or if you're a non-coder. First, you have to copy the whole repo from GitHub. Of course, I'm going to leave that link below, and you can ask ChatGPT how to copy or clone a repo. Once you have that copied, it's going to look like this. You go ahead and you create an environment file, create.env. You can copy and paste this and put your OpenAI API key, your Anthropic API key. Once you're done, then you're gonna create a Python environment, activate it, and then install the requirements. So we're gonna go here on the top, terminal, new terminal, and we're just gonna copy literally that line that is gonna create the environment and install the requirements. These are the requirements: OpenAI, Pydantic for the structured outputs, Python, the .env for this one, so we can read the API keys, Anthropic for Claude, and then Flask, because the way this is working is I have a back-end Python server running Flask. As you can see here, he's running Flask, and this is actually, making a template of an HTML. So the HTML is over here. The HTML is connected to CSS and a JavaScript file just for the UI. And then this is pretty much my main Flask page. And if you're wondering where is the rendering the HTML, is right here, the route, just front slash. And then that's it for this area. So we're gonna run the Python app. Then we have the Anthropic model. So this is where we are calling Claude Opus 4.5, the system prompt. You're a Tic-Tac-Toe generator. This is how the game is gonna be. I'm handling this as an Excel sheet. Each row is 1, 2, 3, each column is ABC, and then I'm gonna pass the coordinates. Hey, this is the status of the board, what's your next move? This is just the schema for structured outputs. If you don't know what it is, it's just I'm obligating the model to give me an answer in a specific format. In this case, one letter and one number or none. This is just the function that we call Claude. This is just we calling Claude. We are enabling the thinking. This is the system prompt, and then this section only pretty much prints the reasoning tokens or the reasoning words. User prompt, UR XYZ, rows, columns, how the board looks like, and then here we just call the function of Claude. Exact same thing is for OpenAI. The only difference is that we are calling here GPT 5.2, and the reasoning is a little different on OpenAI. I'm using the responses API, and then the reasoning effort is gonna be high, and then the summaries for the reasoning. And then this section does exactly the same thing as the previous one. This section only prints the reasoning words. This just says, what is your next move? Same user prompt, and we call it exactly the same way. So once we're done with that, we go to the README, and then we are only gonna start the application with Python app py, and that's it. So now is in this URL. So this is the same URL. I'm running this locally. I'm gonna go run. You can check on your terminal that is actually running already. And then I'm gonna just put one game, run. So now in this demo, we can see that now it's Claude's turn. Claude decided to start with center. You can see the reasoning here, the board is empty. GPT went all the way to A1, that's the last move. And this is all the reasoning why ChatGPT decided to go A1. Then Claude decided to go C3 over here. We can see that Claude has been in 2 turns, taking 8 seconds in total. Let's see right now, ChatGPT. And that's pretty much it. As soon as the game ends, we're gonna pretty much track who's winning. But I have been running this test a lot, probably 13 times at this time, with this one 14 times. and they always get into a draw. Keep in mind, this is the smartest model of OpenAI. Actually, the second smartest, the smartest one is GPT 5.2 Pro, but this one is the smartest for the general public. We can say it like that. And then this is the smartest model from Anthropic. So this model comes from Anthropic. This model comes from OpenAI as expected. He puts the X in the middle so he cannot win. So my, assumption here is that for sure it's gonna be another draw, because I've been running this for so long and they always get into a draw. But that's it. I hope you like it. If you want to run the code, is in a GitHub over here. So I'm gonna put this link in the description, and then in this GitHub you can literally come here and copy the code. You can just copy it in your terminal, and that's it. You can literally run this in your own. You just need an API key for Anthropic and an API key for OpenAI, and you can run this in your own computer. I hope you like this and have a great day.